So, okay, let's move on to the best part of this podcast. Like, we looked through the field, and we may not have hit everybody. I'm sorry if we didn't get to your favorite team, Holy Cross Southern. I'm looking at you, Hampton. I'm looking at you. But now we're going to look at our Final Four and give our predictions for the Final Four. Who's going to win it all? Do you want to give yours first, or do you want me to give mine first?
Please, go ahead.
Okay, so just to refresh your memory, my Final Four, on the left side of my bracket, I've got round 3 between number 1, Kansas, and number 2, Oklahoma. I say third time's a charm for Buddy Hield and the Sooners. Sooners go on to the national championship on April 4th in Houston, Texas. Then on the right side, I've got another 1-2 matchup. UNC, Michigan State. I've got another 2 beating a 1. Michigan State beats UNC. And then I've got Buddy Hield cutting down the nets, winning 87-86 over Sparty.
Wow. Look at that, a score and everything.
Well, I put the tiebreaker score. I think it's going to be a 1-point game. Buddy Hield hits a 3 to win it at the end. Down 2, last second shot, everyone goes crazy. What's your Final Four?
Well, my Final Four on the left side of the bracket, I've got number 1, Kansas, taking on number 4, Duke.
Mm-hmm.
And I've actually got Duke going back.
Come on.
I've actually got Duke going back.
You're supposed to hate them.
I do.
Why do I hate them more than you?
I don't know. I guess I'm more realistic. Possibly.
I don't think Duke is deep enough. I don't think they're deep enough this year to make a championship run. But okay, how about your right side?
Again, this could change tomorrow.
The right side could change?
No, all
Duke?
of it.
Okay, all of it.
All of it, the whole thing.
I don't know if my championship will change. I mean, Oklahoma's not the most popular pick, but go ahead with the right side.
On the right side, go ahead with the bad self. On the right side, I got North Carolina and Michigan State. I got North Carolina beating Michigan State, going back, playing Duke. North Carolina Duke, that would be a TV ratings dream. And North Carolina gets the W.
See, I don't
86-80.
I don't think that would be a TV ratings dream.
Oh, it would.
I don't think it would. I mean, the reason being is
no, it would.
UNC's going to win. UNC's going to win. Plain and simple. I don't think Duke can beat UNC because when they beat them, that was when UNC was kind of in their lull, and now UNC's picked it up, and they're playing like a totally different team, especially. Did you see that? Did you see that ACC championship they played against Virginia?
No, I didn't. I was actually out that night.
That was a total different UNC team than the one that lost to Duke earlier in the season. I think what would be a better matchup than that is UNC Kansas, the game that me and you didn't pick.
No, here's the thing, is that you get North Carolina and you get Duke. Mm-hmm. From name recognition alone, people will watch it. I'm just telling you.
See, and I'm looking at my championship. This is the only time where I don't this is the year where I could have thrown anybody in the championship, and I feel like, okay, they may win it because of how much parity we've had this season. I will not feel like usually in years past, like when Derrick Rose was playing, I was confident that Memphis was going to win it all. UConn Butler, I was pretty confident in that one. Duke UConn, had them in the championship, was pretty confident that those championships were going to go down. Last year, I didn't have Duke win it all, I'll be honest. I can't remember who I had winning it all, but I know it wasn't Duke. This is one where the Oklahoma pick for me may change, but it probably won't. And Brandon's just sitting there going, well, Ricky, I don't know, because all this may change for me.
No, I'm very serious.
Brandon may have a new bracket tomorrow.
I'm not kidding. This could really change tomorrow because I don't know. I really don't know how I feel about some of it. Mm-hmm. I could really have just a completely different bracket, which is why I'm not submitting this one right now.
And what I need you guys to do, you guys listen, I should have said this throughout the podcast more, but I'm going to make the announcement now. If you guys like getting free stuff and like filling out brackets, we have an ESPN Tournament Challenge group up called Most Valuable Pod 2016. Link is down in the description of this podcast, whether you're listening on SoundCloud or YouTube. Here's what you do. Go ahead, fill out a bracket, enter the group. You have until Thursday. Thursday's when everything locks. You can't leave. You can't join. The winner of the group that is not a part of MVP will be getting an Amazon gift card of some amount. The amount matters, like the amount will change depending on how many people we have join the bracket group. So the more people that join, the bigger your Amazon gift card could be for winning. So what does that mean? You got to go tell your family and friends to get on in on the Most Valuable Podcast Bracket Challenge. Like I said, that link is down below in the description. I want to thank you guys for checking out this podcast. Before we sign off, I think we got to give a shout out to a special MVP listener who his team doesn't get to experience the joy of March Madness, and that's Trevor. Trevor, I feel for you. Louisville should have been in the tournament. That's all I'm going to say. They should have been there.
And I was just going to give a shout out to my homeboy, Jesus Christ. Thanks for letting us be here today. But no, I was going to say, in the winner of our bracket, Ricky forgot to tell everybody, but the winner of our bracket challenge also is going to get a free T-shirt with every single person from Most Valuable Podcast on it.
That's only if you beat Brandon's bracket. So if you're the best of the non-brackets, but Brandon's at the top, you don't get the T-shirt. If you beat Brandon, you get the T-shirt. That's how it. That's how it's going to go.
That's the only way it happens.
But you got to be number one and beat Brandon.
Yeah.
So you got to get both to get the T-shirt. I want to thank you guys for checking out this podcast. If you're on SoundCloud, hit that heart and repost button. If you're on YouTube, hit that like and subscribe button. Go ahead, follow us on Twitter. As I know, me and Brandon are going to be tweeting at each other, tweeting in general, tweeting with you guys about all of these games. Come March, even when we're working, we'll be tweeting about it. I know I will. But go ahead and follow us on Twitter. Brandon is at young_swan19. I'm at just plain and simple Ricky Widmer. And Most Valuable Podcast is at Most Valuable Pod. I want to thank each and every one of you for taking the time out to listen to this podcast today. And as always, have a good day, everybody.
Thank you for listening to this MVP podcast. Follow us on Twitter at Most Valuable Pod for more great podcasts.